Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Roll For It. If YouTube streamers get together to play some lovely tabletop RPGs, I will make sure that everyone's getting my delicious, lovely microphone.
Yes, please.
There we go.
That would be great.
Right.
Yay.
We have two lovely guests joining us back again today. We have Maggie and we have Josh playing their respective returning troublemakers. Fine. Nothing's going to go wrong at all.
No,
right.
no one's gonna die.
No one ever dies in this show.
You know when we say someone might die, we're usually joking, but this time we're really not.
Are we usually joking? Anyway, right. We have a few announcements. We'll go through them real quick. So, starting with...
I gotta look something up.
Everybody tell Mathis and Josh to stop.
Do you want to share it with the
Each
crowd?
Chat,
The DMs are happening already.
I have
I'm
zero
so sorry.
chat. I know we got an announcement, just so you know. Saito and Camille are coming together for the first time since season 1 early way. I have no preparation. I have no prep. I have no idea how this is gonna go. This could change everything, and it could go into one of a million different ways. Who knows? Who's living? Who's dying? Who's gonna end up where at the end of this? And both of them have increased in power since the last time you've seen them. So they're not like nobodies. Anyway, that's why I'm laughing. Continue.
Anyway, right. Patreon stuff, fusion character sheets, NPC name submissions, Ascension Dark Pack Gods are all up on the Patreon if you want to go check them if you're a Patreon. Also, Ascension GM notes for the Soulspire Floor 3 are coming, so if you watched Ascension on Thursday, we did a tower run, and they did an attempt on the 3rd floor of Soulspire, so that will be up if you want to go check that out in the next week. There's also The Last Ditch starting tomorrow, and we have a little teaser to play for you for that. So, we're all going to shut up, and you can watch the tiny little teaser of what is to come with The Last Ditch. And that's that. Everyone's just freaking out in the background here, by the way.
I think
Sight
Tracy
is still
was
threatening
talking,
to
but
murder
I think
everyone.
she's muted in here.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's good that I was muted.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Other things before we get into what is going to be interesting. So The Last Ditch is starting tomorrow. That's Only War 40k campaign. There's loads of stuff going on with that. There's obviously the episodes that you can watch. Then there's going to be strategic level headquarters episodes, which is going to be like a one-on-one role play with me playing the commander, with Sheepy the GM, and those are going to be up on the Patreon free for everyone to watch. So if you want to get some context for the show and what's happening at strategic level, you can watch those. I think the first one is coming out tomorrow right before the episode, so if you want to get some context of everything perfectly normal before the first episode, you can watch that when it comes out. You can also head over to the Discord to get involved in the rear guard for the actual campaign, which is helping out by taking on some roles in the regiments and making a few dice rolls, and then when people ask for like air support, they'll read off your dice roll and be like, yep, you crit failed, everyone is dead. Everyone's dead. Not the bad guys, they're still alive. So if you want to get involved, you can do that, head over to the Discord. And also Ascension Episode 9, MP3 and After Show are now out, so you can go check those out as well. And that's it for the announcements. Right, if you want to support the show, as you might have guessed, we have Patreon, patreon.com/rollforit, where there's a number of tiers and stuff and ways to support. You can go do that. Everything you do will get you on the Discord on there, so come join our Discord, join the rearguard for Only War, check out stuff that's going on at Party Tier and Ascension, GM Tier and Ascension, all that jazz. There's also a load of posts on there for free about Ascension, and a whole bunch of stuff will be going on there for Only War as well. There's also a bunch of Vampire the Masquerade stuff, some character sheets, and also NPC sheets. You can also support on Twitch. You can subscribe, obviously, get access to the shows before they go out on YouTube, because it normally takes about 24 hours to process them, and you also get access to the Discord. YouTube, you can be a YouTube member if you want. You get access to Discord, and some emotes, and also tips and bits. They go into the cup down there, and you can support in that way. Also, one of the most important ways is just telling people about the show, retweeting stuff. Like, we have some tweets and truths. Those are always helpful. And the teaser trailer that just went out, you could retweet that. And when the full trailer goes out next week, being able to direct people to that is also really helpful for Only War as well. Right. That's all the things. Okay. Standard warning. Hi, welcome to Vampire the Masquerade. Vampire the Masquerade, by default, is a pretty horrible and terrible setting where lots of gnarly stuff happens, and we try to portray it as truthfully and close to the canon lore as possible in that regard. As such, it's going to contain a lot of problematic things, one of them being Josh, and because of that, please just bear in mind that, firstly, players are not their characters. Their characters do terrible, terrible things, Saito, but the players are actually quite lovely. Sure. Maggie. Also, please bear in mind that we're going to be touching on a load of problematic stuff because it's vampires, and vampires by their nature are problematic, especially when they're portrayed as the lore dictates, and we really shouldn't present them as otherwise. They're problematic, and that's a thing. So if there's anything we touch on that's a problem for you, like it's traumatizing or triggering, please feel free to just, mute the stream for a little bit, go make a cup of tea, or if you need to, skip an episode. You don't need to stay around and do damage to yourself just because you need to watch one more episode of us doing a role play. There will be more, don't worry. That all said, going over to the person who is going to lead the traumatizing ordeal of Vampire the Masquerade, Mathis, do you want to take it away?
I've said it before, and I will continue to say, you do it to yourselves. I just facilitate an environment where you can all hurt each other. That's all. The DM's job.
Sure. Who made Ava eat something?
The prince, not me. While the last scene that we saw the last time we got together was Grant standing in the doorway of a bar having 2 bullets put into his gut, we're going to be rewinding about 3 or 4 nights. In between that time where Ollie Hopkins and Dakota Rain are healing from the amounts of rather large amounts of aggressive damage that they've taken. We pick up at the bar where Crowley and Ava end up showing up once a night to ensure everything's good. People are safe. Ollie's being taken care of before they go about their typical business. But on this night, as Crowley and Ava arrive together and make their way to the back door, a tall, slender figure of a familiar face stands close in a long black dress and flowing long hair. A face you haven't seen in a long time. And the last time you saw her, Ava, you spent a little bit of time with her in her apartment. For Camille, you're here because you got word. The Ventru board had gotten whispers of a potential masquerade breach in their territory and decided to send you to investigate it because 1, you're on the Ventru board, but 2, you're a primogen. You are the Ventru primogen. And if anything is a masquerade breach and you're able to acknowledge such, you can bring it directly to the council. And if it is have to do with this particular coterie, then it wouldn't necessarily surprise you. Beyond that, the rest of politics for you, Cammy, has been boring. And that's exactly what you've wanted. Ever since the Thin Blood Underground Railroad was shut down, everything's been peaceful and quiet again. The Anarchs have been quiet and as a wounded animal in the corner, and Territorian feeding disputes as they come about the council on a regular night's basis are the only real difficulties you've dealt with within Chicago over the years. And so this has got a little bit maybe exciting, a little splash of adventure for you, as well as seeing some familiar faces. So Crowley and Ava, as you walk back, there stands Camille.
One of my favorite faces, Ava.
Ava just shocked for a minute because we've had lots of visitors at the bar, but we have not had Camille visit in quite some time. So Ava just kind of stunned for a second.
Welcome.
Camille.
Oh, that's my stunning skill. Sorry.
I'm just kidding. It's my natural gaze stunning me.
Most people need a taser to be that stunning.
There's the dad jokes.
Oh, gosh, that's really good.
Got one skill.
You're here. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Is this business or Ava?
Business, unfortunately.
Yes, I know it's been a while. I haven't really seen you much. Things, as always, have been rather hectic here.
I see.
You
Perhaps.
can hear a cat in heat down the
Yeah,
alleyway
sorry.
screeching.
They're like being so loud. I was telling Brian that's what I was yelling at before.
No, it's great. It's ambient background noise. Cats in Chicago alleyways all the time. You're fine.
Yep.
It's great. You look around. It's not Princess Bella. You're fine. You're not being spied on by Dakota.
Oh yeah, that's Belle.
Or
Belle.
are
I'm just watching. Camille kind of like steps forward, her heels clanking, and leans over to kind of like give Ava a hug if she will allow it. She gives Ava a hug and kind of says to her, "And it is lovely to see you. I wish it was under different circumstances. But as you said, you've been busy, and perhaps that is why I'm here." Sorry, he's just he wants to play, so he's just yelling in the background.
It's adorable.
I can try to like shut the door.
That's Saito.
I don't know what to do.
It just gets louder and louder, and it just shows. It's like Ava,
Sorry,
Ava. Saito coming around the corner. Ava.
Ollie's been
I
practicing
could
his
maybe shut the
animalism.
door.
It's really awkward.
I could try to shut the door and see if that helps. Sorry. Oh, wrong one.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
I'm
It's
like-
funny as hell.
Turning the wrong camera off there.
And she's gone. She has a.
Oh my god, she's learned off the skate. We're fucked.
Oh, he got closer.
Oh, God.
I closed the door and he was right by the door. He's like,
Hello, mother.
he has a mouse like sitting there. He wants me
Oh,
to play with him. He just wants to play. That's what's happening right now.
That's adorable. Anyway, this,
So you said you were here for business. What brings you here?
Are we in a space that no one else is in right now?
I was waiting to see if anybody was going to say. I mean, you're outside in an alleyway. There's always eyes and ears out in an alleyway. You're not really.
Sorry, I thought we were in the.
You're
come
out that
inside,
door.
come
You met her
inside.
on the outside. So
But
She
yeah.
would say, yes, but perhaps we should go somewhere else to speak about it.
Of course.
the
I
door to the
guess,
back to the
yeah.
bar, is unlocked and swings open, leads your way into the back. Grant's in the back. The place has been stayed closed since the events. And as you will file in, he gives you away, "Hey, beautiful," and as he waves to Ava. And then as he walks by, he's like, "And you beautiful number 2," and kind of gives you a
Oh,
wave.
thank you very much.
And as Crowley says that and walks in, Grant's like, "That's my cue to leave," and he bounces. And he,
I smile at Grant as he walks.
yeah,
As he
and
walks by.
he heads downstairs and out of sight.
Well, you said that it's been busy.
Yes, you know us. We're always planning and doing a bunch of different things, business, pleasure, all sorts of things. It's been busy.
I miss those days.
Yeah, Primogen life. Not as fun as us, our coterie life.
You know, Ava.
Do you
So
want me to
what
go
fun
get
have
you?
been up to? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
What'd you say,
sorry.
Crowley?
Do you want a drink or something?
What kind of drink?
Any of them. I gesture at the bar. It's not my bar, but I can put money in the till.
Perhaps not.
Fair enough.
She was hoping he was offering a different type of drink.
Of course.
And she's not hiding that, so. you can
Oh,
put on
right.
it.
Don't think we have much of that here, unfortunately.
Not right now. You do not. Nope.
We've needed blood for other things.
Upon looking at the very least, Cammy, as you kind of stroll into the bar, everything looks clean. There doesn't seem to be any evidence of a fight, and nobody seems to be running around whispering or chaotically trying to panic when you arrive. So far, so good, at least. Side to it, at this point, the bar is within eyeshot. You can see it, and the night's starting to pick up a little bit as you disappear into the thickening crowds. You head to the front door. As you arrive toward the bar, you realize the lights are off, the open sign is not on, and the door looks closed and locked.
I'm wondering whether I should do this now or later.
Oh my god.
Saito's just gonna knock on the door.
front door. So there's a moment of silence between Cammy and Ava and Crowley as you're kind of standing around, having a Primogen show up your bar, and she's just seemingly kind of like shooting the shit with you, very casual. Like you can actually hear through that awkward silence between the three of you a light rapping on the front door.
I think Ava or Camille looks at the both of them and then says, "Expecting someone."
It's probably one of the locals who are kind of said their establishment's closed.
Yeah, or Eric, he comes by sometimes.
Eric does show up constantly. So does Ava pop out to just peek at the front door?
Sure, I'll get that, or I'll look.
Ava, as you kind of walk out to the kitchen and press open the door that leads to the kitchen and the main dining room and peer out the open large glass window of the front door, you see, clad in a green suit with a ruby-colored gem in his tie and his handsome pale face, peering in curiously. You can hear the sounds of the outside have gotten loud enough where you can actually hear conversations of people walking by now. The night's starting to pick up. Cars are starting to zoom by a little bit more often.
Ava will wave from the inside and one moment, and she'll she won't let him in.
That's her come hither. Look, it's definitely Eric.
So, Ava, you turn around. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry, my Google just went. Google Home just went off.
I think when Ava goes to the door, we're like in another room.
No,
right?
you're in the back kitchen area. So she just peered out the kitchen that leads into the dining area. She looked out, saw the front door, looked back. She's about to say something. So Ava.
Okay.
Crowley.
Yeah.
A moment. Just quickly. I'll just like.
I can tell they're being really suspect. While they're doing this,
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, Crowley has no idea what's going on either.
I've
So
asked
Ava's
them
like,
several times what they've been up to as well, and they have not told me.
Yeah.
Can I look around and see?
you can literally
said
look
at
out
first
through the
that they don't-
door. You can look out through the serving window if you really want to look at the front door, if you're curious as to who it is.
Not so much the front door, but like just kind of like looking around to see, because what I'm here for is to make sure that they didn't do
so
any, like
the looking around immediately, like I said earlier, the place is closed. Nothing's cooking, and from the looks of it, the place has been closed for multiple nights, and that's not common for Ollie's bar.
Okay, so it's suspicious.
It's suspicious at the very least that this bar has been closed for a few nights straight, it seems.
To be fair, it was closed a while for 2 weeks straight recently as
Sure,
well.
but she wasn't here for that either. you know?
Sorry, Mrs. Camille Delanois. We're gonna just go and have a discussion in the other room. Sorry to leave you. We'll be back in a moment.
Do you head to the dining room, the front
She
room?
smiles at them and is very like, "Oh, you two."
I'm not like
I've done this before. I've
No.
been where you two are.
No.
She just listens. She just smiles and nods,
Yeah.
and I think I'm gonna try to listen in on their
We're
conversation.
gonna be doing that later.
Yeah. So you move into the dining room. As you file out and like awkwardly into the dining room, Crowley, you don't have to get very far before your eye immediately catches a figure at the door.
We have
You know who it is.
We have a
Oh.
guest.
Yeah, it's Saito. What's the problem with that?
Oh, Cammy, you simply hear,
Oh.
it's Saito. You hear that.
I don't know. They have history.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
So,
this
Cammy,
is-
what do you
He's
do
not
when you
allowed in
hear
here.
Crowley?
Remember what Ollie
Crowley
said about
literally
last time.
steps out from the kitchen into the dining room, and you simply hear him say, "Oh, it's Saito."
I think she's gonna get up and try to go towards him.
Okay. So as you file out,
Camille
as
has been trying to
Saito,
get
as
a
you're
hold of
watching-
Saito for like 12 years now.
I know. So as they walk out and you're watching, it's like,
That
oh,
bitch is
Saito,
right
you see
there.
Ava walk out,
We're gonna
Crowley
talk.
walk out, and then a few moments pass, and it looks like they're like panic talking, and then the door opens, and Cammy walks out.
Oh my god.
Cammy, you see Saito at the front door, peering in curiously, and the two of you catch eyes.
Oh, Cammy, sorry. Some of a bloke showed up who there's some history with. He's a bit of a bad penny.
I'm kind of like not even looking at you, Crowley. I'm looking straight at Saito, and I just say, Saito.
Saito takes out a knife, breaks eye contact with Cammy, and says, "Traitor!"
Oh no.
You know each other?
Oh God, he's just okay. Okay.
Camille keeps her posture as he takes out this knife and says traitor, and I say,
Yeah, he's
she
in a
keeps her
fighting stance.
composure.
He's not moving.
yeah, she keeps her composure. She doesn't look like stressed out by it, because that's just how she is. She's always calm. And she kind of looks at him and says, have you not gotten my messages?
I've had a lot of spare kindling recently.
You've
What have you done
never
with
seen
my
Saito
birds?
like this, Ava.
And what have you done with my birds? They never return.
I don't care what happens to your birds, Camille.
Saito, question: have you stepped inside, or are you just at the door
They're
still?
shouting through the
He
door
is
right
not
now.
moving in if
Okay.
he's
Yeah,
in
cool.
there.
It's
that
at this-
sounds like a trap.
Okay.
Is what that sounds like.
Ye-
It's
He's
at this
shouting.
point
Camille's
Ava
being
will
very
step
calm.
in.
Yeah, Camille's being balanced. She's up at the door, speaking
Oh,
loud
no.
enough where she can hear him, but she's not shouting. But Saito on the other side. And as you're watching Ava and Crowley, the people in the back who are passing by, there are people with eyes watching. Now, luckily you're in Chicago, a man wielding a knife, scary, but he hasn't done anything quite yet. And this is World of Darkness, Chicago on top of it. So people are watching, definitely. It's
Perhaps you should
getting
come
him inside would be the best option in the moment if he's this aggressive. But
Perhaps you should come inside and we should talk about
No, no,
no, he's not
no.
allowed in.
Ava's gonna
it.
step
I look
in.
at Ava and I'm like,
Yeah, we if he comes in, Ollie and Dakota will rip our heads off. No, we let's take this somewhere else.
apparently you're not welcome here.
I'm not welcome a lot of places, Camille, but you are not welcome in my sight.
Well, unfortunately for you, I am. In your sight, that is.
The privileges of primogeniture.
We both know that neither of us wants to hurt one another.
You don't know anything about me anymore.
What happened to you, Saito?
Oh, I've been busy.
I can see that. It looks like it has weighed on you.
There's an awkward sound of like a pack of peanuts opening.
Saito,
Nothing. Ava, what is she doing here?
she's a primogen. She's allowed to be here if she has business.
This place isn't Elysium. I only have Ollie to worry about.
Saito,
Saito, and Josh as a player, how close to Fury Frenzying is Saito at this
He's
moment?
like a hair off.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my
So,
god.
we'll not call for a roll, but I'm going to be listening for any
For
minor
when
trigger.
that snap happens.
a
I look
trigger.
at I actually I'm like looking at Ava and Saito as they're having this conversation, and I look to Ava and I say, Ava, what have you gotten yourself into?
Ava will look at Cammy at that. Camille, you have no idea. We need to, Saito, and Ava's actually going to step out and try to
Front
pull
door
Saito
opens.
away.
Saito, the breeze of the inner air brushes outward as Ava slips through the tiny crack that she gives herself between the door and the frame, not allowing you enough space to slip in, just in case. And the door presses shut against her as she backs her back up against it, and it jingles shut, and you can hear it click quietly, giving Saito and Ava maybe 4 or 5 inches between each other.
They normally only have about 4 or 5 inches between each other anyway.
Ew.
Oh, shots fired.
Pew, pew, pew.
Saito, or Ava will look at Saito and say quietly, "What are you doing here?"
I'm here to ask a few questions.
Ah,
There've been worrying
Oh my.
developments. Camarilla aggression. Would you know anything about that?
You'll have to be more specific.
Well, I
gonna
see
take some
I'm
of those
not
peanuts from
welcoming.
Crowley.
Crowley's gonna just look for the most expensive bottle of wine and just start pouring Camille a glass anyway, in case she wants it.
You sure
what
blush of life
Dakota-
if you decide to imbibe.
Crowley's definitely drinking a beer throughout this. He's been pouring a beer and just...
Ava. Is there anything you would like to tell me about the death of a notable anarch? I know you had beef.
We did.
And you took out your vengeance?
We heard about it. We weren't involved.
Wits insight.
You may make a manipulation subterfuge roll.
Well,
I imagine you guys you're talking relatively quietly, but not like whispering.
yeah,
So-
we're talking low.
If you would like to listen in, a wits awareness roll, you're welcome to roll. Yeah, so you hear extremely well. You're just not subtle about it. That's what your messy is you're just like, you move closer, you're like, listen to a peanut, you catch at Ava's eye, and then you walk away for a minute, throw another peanut in your mouth, that kind
Like
of thing.
at the awkward pause in the conversation, there's just, you hear the peanuts crunching stop in time with them, and then pick back up when they continue talking.
yeah, it's like that kind of thing. Same thing with you, Maggie. You may have Miss Camille roll a wits awareness as you listen to them as you listen to them talk. We're looking for a difficulty of about 2 to be here.
Alright. I've not used this sheet in a while either.
That's okay. No, Cammy's been. When was the last time Cammy was here? I know it was with Ava, and you had that apartment like meeting, but was that like really early in the season? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was. I usually keep.
It was a
notes.
while.
It
Yeah.
was definitely a while.
It was a Crowley episode, so it was post episode 14.
Oof. One success.
So you're not able to catch their conversation, unfortunately, Cammy. They're speaking too loudly. The crunching peanuts of Crowley is obnoxious when he paces in front of you. Crowley is just, not just Crowley's fault. The people outside are really getting loud and obnoxious, but Crowley can hear it. So continue your conversation, Ava and Saito. I apologize. We just got to get some rolls out of there.
I rolled a.
Oh yeah, you rolled a 3 manipulation subterfuge and you wits insight with a
1.
with a. Why is it only you only rolled insight?
Yeah.
Wits insight.
Yeah, but the roll looks like it's just as insight.
So my hunger's at 4. My God.
I have.
It
I've
doesn't
got
ever
5
print
dice.
the attribute.
Okay.
Yeah, it just, you've got hunger 0?
Oh, yeah. Should I be at hunger 1?
Yes.
Or should I be at hunger 0?
Wait, well, no, because you'll be at hunger 1 at this point, because the last time you drained was the last episode you were on, and
Yep.
you haven't.
Okay.
So you would have done stuff since then.
Hmm.
So give me a reroll with the hunger 1, as if you
Oh,
messy
okay.
crit.
Yeah, I know. Nope, never mind.
Nope. So Ava is incredibly convincing, as is a Toreador.
Fine. Ava, you know what might happen tonight? You remember the last time me and Camille were in the same place?
Yes.
It was with your coterie.
I remember.
What do I do, Ava?
Saito. You picked a hell of a night to come here. I haven't seen Camille in months,
Yeah,
but I didn't know she was coming here tonight.
well, I've ignored her existence for long enough.
I can't let you do anything to her, Saito.
Why? You know who she supports.
It goes deeper than that.
What has she promised you?
I can't.
Because-
I can't.
her track record of keeping them is shaky. You remember when she used to be an anarch?
I know. She betrayed you. I know.
Crowley, that's new info for you.
Saito, look at me. I can see the anger in your eyes. You're very close to frenzying. I can see it.
Would that be so bad?
Ava wants to say, we just had somebody frenzy behind us.
And she has
We
flashbacks
don't
from
want
2
another
nights
one
ago.
Of
Watch-
Ollie.
Yeah, of Ollie hurling Dakota down an alleyway.
Yeah, it would be bad. Yes. We should meet somewhere else. We can't meet here.
Can I stick my
She
head out
said-
the door?
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to. Yeah. The door opens.
Hi, sorry I couldn't help over here, but I have a spare apartment if we all want to meet up somewhere nearby. Neutral ground, so to speak. It's an option.
Hello, Crowley.
Oh, hi, yeah. Do we need to do introductions again?
No.
Alright, cool.
I bet you're happy about what's changed recently, though. So, congratulations.
Oh, right, that bastard, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, pretty happy he's dead.
Two of a kind.
Yeah, well. Oh, no, it wasn't me that killed him. Which it was.
Interesting. So who did?
Crowley looks at Ava like, is this... Wait, do we not tell him? Is this a secret? You don't know? I thought everyone knew.
I have my suspicions.
Right. Okay.
The bar is such a perfect. You could just pull him in and not tell Ollie. You could just take him into the main room and not have to go out into public. Just pull him in.
Ollie
Look,
will
okay, maybe we should talk somewhere else.
murder.
I know.
But yeah, I'm under strict standing orders and I gesture at the threshold.
Oh, I'm very aware what would happen to me. I just don't know if I care.
Right.
I care, so let's not do this here.
I mean, also, I gesture at everyone on the street. Could be a bit awkward.
Could be dealt with. I don't mean to antagonize you or Ava. So, Camille said she wanted to talk. Let's find somewhere else to talk. I'm sure I'll really enjoy that.
Don't suppose I can get you to give up the knife, can I?
This stays with me, but I will put it away.
As he sheathes it.
Well, at least people won't be looking.
To Crowley's
Right.
apartment, then. Is that an agreement here?
Cammy, do you want to talk to Saito? Because he says he might be able to talk to you.
I've been waiting over a decade.
Right. In which case, we'll go to my old shitty apartment.
You're really selling it.
I'll be honest. It's old and it's shitty. Call a spade a spade. Wasn't my
I
choice.
appreciate the truthfulness.
Who goes in Crowley's van?
I do not go in
Saito.
Crowley's van. I will go in my vehicle.
I was gonna say, I imagine Cammy goes on her with her own personal
I wanna
ride.
go with
Saito
Crowley.
goes with his own personal ride. Ava has the choice of all three of them.
I'm gonna go with Crowley because I am like panicking.
And so maybe surprisingly, or maybe
I do
expectantly-
offer to give Ava and Crowley a ride though.
Okay.
Appreciated. But I think that I may be missing some important background information that might be germane to the case at hand. So if I could
Yes.
have a little bit of time with my co-re member who maybe hasn't told me everything and what the fuck is going on here.
Ava, I did tell you you should communicate more with your coterie. Hopefully not too many secrets. She says as she walks away. Heels.
Leaving you
Wait, there are
standing
other
there.
secrets.
Also, you were asking what episode? I was on episode 14. We were on episode 34, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like
holy
20
shit.
And I was on
episodes.
for episode 15 like a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
So as Cammy walks away with the clacking of her heels on asphalt below, we see Ava stand in the middle, 3 people peeling away, with the exception of Crowley. Crowley kind of stays close. And as she watches Saito go one way, Cammy go another, out the back door, and you stand at the threshold. You look to Crowley and maybe with relief, or maybe this is just your life now, but you'll be riding in his weird van tonight.
I feel it's
You have the option of like a limo and a gorgeous, nice car. And you hear the loud startup of a 1967 engine in the behind, a few blocks down, kind of comes to life. It sags a little. There's a lot of weight that sits at the bottom of that van as it
I've
rolls
moved
up.
off some of it.
You have some of it. It's still got
Still-
some weight,
Yeah.
and you can see like the tires are kind of pressed against. They haven't been filled in a long time. So who knows what their SI rating
It's
is
a
right now?
1982 Ford Transit, okay? It's good.
Ava thinks it's from the 60s. She doesn't know. It's ugly
Doesn't
either
know.
way to her.
It
And
is
so,
ugly.
and then you go over the other side door, and it opens with the creak. Oh, the passenger side door, you always have to pull with like an extra tug. It only
Yeah.
gets like that first few inches, and then you kind of have to, and it gives that loud creak snap every time. And you step in, and it snaps shut behind it. The smell of the 80s. Off to your apartment you go. The conversation between Ava and Crowley, or is it just awkward, tense silence?
There's
Camille
conversation.
betrayed someone, and Camille and Saito have had a thing. They seem to really hate each other, which can only happen when they've been, bumping uglies for a while.
That is correct. You've picked up on a lot thus far.
Right. Also,
Um,
your voice is crackling a little bit. Kind of weird. Do you need a drink?
How do I sound like this? Does it sound
It's a
bad?
little bit crackly still.
Okay. Maybe I'll switch to my other
Re.
microphone.
I like
Re.
Ava saying re. Yes.
That's what happens when your part of your soul touches the abyss. It's hard to hear
Exactly.
your full voice.
I'll
The only
switch to my
solution
other
is to build
microphone.
additional pylons.
For now, does it still sound like shit?
There's a little crackle. It's minor, but
No,
there is
let
that.
me
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
like
just
it's
switch
like every
really
time a
quick 'cause this is
word, it's like
important.
Definitely feels like a power surge crackle.
yeah.
One moment.
Oop.
Okay. I've switched to the other microphone.
Okay. Yep.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. Crowley, you picked up on a lot so far. When our coterie was very young,
And
we
loud.
first... What?
When you
Sorry,
were
I missed-
young and loud.
Young and loud, yes,
Yeah.
young and loud. We first met Saito and Camille, and they were inseparable. They were very much a dynamic duo. And they were, as far as we know, on the side of the Anarchs. And we were still kind of in a weird stage where we weren't really sure if we wanted to be full in with the Camarillo or maybe side with the Anarchs. We were young and inexperienced. And it turns out that Camille had actually been playing Saito for some time and was actually with the Camarilla, and the work that she did ensured her a spot on the council.
Right, so that's why Saito constantly looks like he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yes, I think that changed Saito a lot. A lot.
Okay.
And so there is a lot of bad blood there. And apparently they have not really been in contact much since it all happened. This was
Yeah, I heard that part.
a very long time ago. So things clearly are not good. And I worry. Of all the nights, while Dakota and Ollie are not well, of course, we get a visit from both of them at the same time. Like, it's just, I don't know what we're gonna do, but if they're gonna be in the same room together, it's probably not gonna end well.
Okay.
I don't want either of them to die. I care about both of them, and I've had a weird relationship with both of them, off after all of this happened. Sorry, that sounded weird. After all of the things happened between them, I maintained relationships with both of them separately.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm not judgmental. It's fine.
and I don't know how this is all going to play. I'm very worried. And clearly Saito they're both here for us for different reasons. Saito's heard about the Giovanni, and I don't know what Camille has been hearing about Masquerade breaches. I don't know if that has to do with the Ollie thing or something else.
Okay.
But they both clearly need something from us, and I don't know what to tell either of them. And
it sounds like both of them definitely need something from you.
I guess so. Yeah. You know, I've kind of gotten very close to both of them in different ways. You know, the things that happened with Saito, and then there are other things that have happened with Camille. Oh my God, it's a whole mess, Crowley. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
No, it's okay.
I'm
Crowley,
having a-
like, awkwardly tries to just half hug her while driving. Look, it'll be fine. Neither of them are particularly fighters, right?
No, but I mean,
You did once watch Saito slit a man's throat from behind.
And there is the other time where you have a hunch that Saito is the one that through blood magic burned Mark's body on the train ride home.
Oh yeah, also probably murdered Mark.
Saito has some very, very powerful blood magic that I think is beyond all of us.
Okay, but like 8 inches of wood into his heart will still work, right?
Of course. But can we stop that? I whatever he does, I don't know if we can stop it. I mean,
blood magic's tricky, so...
I know Camille can take a hell of a punch. I've seen her block attacks from even Ollie. But
Why was Ollie trying to attack Camille?
I'm trying to remember. Something happened in season 1, and we saw like
You weren't
Kemi's
there. It was
fortitude.
Zach and Ollie in the bathroom.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
okay. Well, I've heard the stories that Camille can take a punch.
Right.
Oh yeah, we definitely probably told you. The story has
Yeah.
probably been told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you weren't there. That's funny.
Okay, so he's going to probably attack her. She can take a punch, so in theory, it'll be fine. And also, bodyguarding's what I do, so...
You will, yes. That's actually, you may be our one saving grace here, Crowley. We need to make sure that we could stop whatever is about to happen, because it's probably going to be messy.
You know, you've never used the word messy before to really describe that many events. You didn't even call the orphanage messy.
You're right.
You really
That's-
are worried.
I really am worried.
Okay.
I don't want either of them to die at each other's hand.
I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty sure Dakota and Ollie wouldn't mind Saito getting a bit of a beating. I'm not as fussed. You made a decision and did a thing. He helped you out. He's still a bad character from what I understand, but it was your free will, so... I've got no beef to score on that one. If he tries to start something in my apartment, then yeah, okay, I'll do something about it. But otherwise, you can call the shots. You know I'm better.
Okay.
It'll be fine. You got this.
I've got
Do
this.
you need to feed?
Yes, I do, actually. I am extremely hungry.
Right.
Where are you
Okay.
going to feed? Where's the plan?
Wait, I don't think we have time because we're driving straight to mine,
No,
right?
you'd have to you could stop and poach, or you could detour through the rack.
Right.
But that would also take time because you got to get out. You got to hunt.
I think you're missing the obvious. Crowley, as he just pulls up to some traffic lights, just right.
Do you have blood bags?
No, I don't have blood bags. I have a wrist.
His own blood.
Oh, you're gonna do that? I see. My
She's already
misunderstanding.
infected with abyss.
I'm
Bullshit.
already in the abyss.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dakota and Ollie, I mind.
Yes, I will. Are you okay to?
I've got food at the other end, and I am very okay right now. So take whatever you need.
Okay, thank you.
How hungry are you right now?
I'm at hunger 4, so.
So you're gonna drop 3 and go down to 1 and bump him up to 3, which puts him at 4.
Let's do 2.
You sure you'll just be okay with that much?
Something that I'm bad at, but I got to do better at is like the higher your hunger. Granted, you're mechanically fine. All you can think about is eating.
Yeah, we'll both be mildly hungry.
Yeah, but I'm pretty good at
and you
ignoring
know
that
better,
sort of stuff.
Crowley. If you slit yourself with a hunger 4 and she sees the blood, she has a chance to frenzy. So you would just offer your wrist for her to pierce.
I'd offer the wrist and offer the knife then.
Okay.
Okay, feed
I'll
take
do it.
2.
Yeah,
You sure we don't
Okay.
need more?
this is fine. We don't want you getting hungry now.
Well, you can, as it's draining, you can feel the hunger surge, Crowley, in real time as the beast gets more and more angry as you're giving away what is essentially.
I
its
look down and I
lifeblood.
just go, down, boy. And I'm going to decrease my hunger by 1.
Yep. You can use your little once a session thing. So before we move over to the scene over in your apartment, I need a roll from Josh, please.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Somewhere
Ritual
he's
roll?
pulled up and he's starting to do a thing.
Do you want to buff yourself first?
I
Do you want to rouse
don't.
the blood and give yourself a +1?
No.
Okay.
No.
By the way, they don't know where we're going, so are we driving in convoy?
I imagine you gave him whatever makes the sense for you guys. If you want to drive in convoy, if you want to
Yeah.
give directions, driving in convoy is easier to follow. You know what I mean? Like if you're worried about that. Oh Jesus, my man.
Yeah, I imagine
think-
driving in convoy was my idea.
I think that's all I need.
7. Gee.
Yeah, no, that's more than what you need. You just need to win a roll.
Yes.
So we simply see as the scene fades and all the various different vehicles park, we take a moment where we see Saito hunched over a glittering shard of what would be glass, a reflective material at some sort. And as he kind of clutches his hands to himself, you see him just run the blade over his palms, and Vitae drips out. Now, you do need to rouse check.
Yes.
As he pours the Vitae over the glittering shard. Nice. You gain a hunger. As you pour the Vitae over the glittering shard, you begin to chant words that are from a language nobody truly understands, and they echo ever so slightly within the car. And as the chant finishes, he scoops the shard up into his hands and he clutches it in his right hand, and he steps out of the vehicle and makes his way to the apartment. Eventually, everybody files in. Crowley and Ava first, Camille second, and Saito last. But eventually, you're all here. Now, Crowley, I don't know if much has changed since the last time we peered at this apartment. For everybody who's curious, we are north right now. Just a
No,
bit
it's the
of-
other apartment, it's the old one.
Oh, we'll go. Never mind. We're
No way
south.
am I taking Saito, especially, to my new
Okay, so
apartment.
we're in an apartment Saito has seen before. Oh, poor Cammy. This apartment is shit. The door
I
is
did say
barely
shit.
on its.
I did. I
You did.
yeah.
It's not it's not a haven by any stretch. There's no sunproofing anymore in this place. There's no safety in the locks of the doors. The door hangs off its hinges.
I just also
What
recalled.
furniture he valued here is all gone, save a small refrigerator that has some spare food, and the off chance he needs it.
Also, FYI, because it might be important for Saito, you get +1 resolve here.
Oh, yeah, we homesteaded
good.
this place to get a +1 result.
And I think there are
Only he
minuses
does?
to charisma.
Everybody gets a
yeah,
+1
everyone,
result.
while you're in this area, you get -1 composure and +1 resolve.
Mhm.
While in this place.
And as a Toreador,
Okay, just
you're
remind me of those whenever we roll.
and Tracy, as a Toreador, your Bane kicks in as well. So you're taking a penalty to your social rolls while being here. This is awful. This is not where you want to be. It's not safe. It's not decorated nicely. It's just feels, and you can hear the neighbors all upstairs walking and stuff. But there is, other people do know there is privacy in that.
There is one thing other than the little freezer that's plugged in at the wall, and the microwave, there is in the very center. There is a small table, circular top, and in the center is a very lovely well-trimmed, well-kept bonsai tree.
As the four of you pile in, does Saito stop at the threshold, him being the last one, and seeing, as you approach this shithole of an apartment, you see, obviously, Camille on the other side. Do you pause and, like, take a moment to gather yourself, or do you just walk in?
He just walks in.
Okay. He walks in and makes his way to the back, leaving the door hanging on its hinges. The four of you find yourselves now together. Perhaps there is even that moment where you all look at each other and curious who's even going to speak first.
Yeah, it's a
I think
shell.
Camille has been staring at Saito.
And I imagine Saito has had unbreaking stare towards Camille as well.
Oh,
Crowley
yeah.
and Ava sitting on the sidelines in a weird way.
So, no fighting. It is my place. It might well be a shithole, and I didn't pick it, but it's my place. So
It's
play nice.
unusual here.
Yeah, well, it's full of drug dealers and psychopaths and a few La Sombra. Not the best neighborhood.
Interesting. Saito does not say anything else.
The two of you clearly have some things you need to talk about. According to Cammy, Saito, you have not answered her. She's reached out and you have not reached back in years. But Saito, the minute you saw her, it was as if you had a million things to say. So maybe you two...
Did you even read the messages I sent?
Why would I drink poison?
Well then, the things I have to say to you are perhaps better said when we're alone. It appears there's more going on between the three of you. Maybe that's perhaps what we should talk about instead.
I looked at Ava like, what does she know?
Nice. I like that. He thinks I know more than I know. It's great.
And it wouldn't be. I'm not saying he should, but out of curiosity, is it just a look, or does Saito say that?
No, it is just a look.
Just a look. Okay.
I love how Crowley and him are both giving you these looks.
Crowley's is half confused because Crowley doesn't know what someone knows and what someone doesn't know about someone else knowing, and what someone else knows that they're not meant to know that someone else is meant to know.
Sounds like VTM.
Yeah. I'm new here, is the look.
Ava looks back at Saito and just nods, like doesn't say anything also.
Crowley goes over to the freezer, pulls something out in a little Tupperware box and just puts it in the microwave.
I think Camille just kind of looks at everybody and is like, well then, you brought us here to talk, so what is it you'd like to talk about? I look at
Well-
Ava, actually.
Clearly, you both have business.
Yes, but our business would be between each other. Not with you.
Do the two of
Or am
you...
I mistaken? I look at Saito.
You're not mistaken.
I look back at Ava. Ava, dear. I like lean over towards her. What have you been up to? Oh, when I'm looking to see if she's lying, because girl,
Yeah,
I
no,
am
I know.
the
I don't see
master.
what your answer
I'm the
is.
master of lies.
And you do get negative composure here.
Yeah, and I get penalties on my freaking,
Yeah.
charisma.
Disciplines, yeah.
My disciplines. That's a loaded question, Cammy. In regards to what? In regards to the business you had here with us, the coterie? Regards to such a broad question. I've been up to a lot.
That
Why
might
did you
actually.
bring
I don't
here?
want to not to cut in, but not to. I don't want to say this is impressive for Cammy, but you're watching Ava strategically play the game for the first
Trying to
time.
walk around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
She's
just
giving you a
smiling.
very.
Camille's happy
Camera-
about like Ava doing this, but at the
Yeah.
same time, she's also just like,
She's
girl,
fucking.
I know this game. I invented this game.
She's dancing on a primogen. That's dangerous territory if you weren't friends.
That's true. Very, very much so. And I have not played my.
Keep that in
my-
mind. You have rank. You have powerful rank.
I know. She kind of smiles at you and says, "No, you know. Why did you bring us here?"
You see that she's not actually using any words.
Neither are you.
But at least I'm being truthful with my silence.
Are you? Silence does not mean that you're being truthful. It just means that you're not willing to say the things that you, well, want to. Or maybe don't want to.
Do you actually want to hear what's going through my mind?
Part of me does. The other part of me, maybe not. But it is not up to me whether I want to or not. It's up to you whether you want to share it or not.
Fine, I'll share. How can anyone trust a woman who spent so long with her manipulations on her cuff? Say things to a friend, to a lover. Build a life.
Camille actually like puts her head down a little bit, like she's a little ashamed of that, and looks back up at Saito. And says,
Crowley's going to stop the microwave before it goes ding. Slowly, carefully opens it, trying not to make a sound.
and looks up at him and says, "Well, I know how it may seem to you, but if you read the messages I sent you, maybe you'd understand. Not all of that
Everything
was
you've done.
lies." I didn't hear what you said.
Everything you've done. You've turned yourself into a tool.
Aren't we all tools?
We can't escape it.
Can we?
I look at Ava. I think we can.
I look at Ava and
What's
then
insight, Ava?
I
What's
look
insight?
questioningly at
Yeah.
Ava.
No, you don't have to do anything. Just only Ava needs to what's insight because he's referencing something Cammy would have zero fucking idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh my god.
Am I
you
okay,
subtle
by the way,
motherfucker.
to,
I don't know if
uh,
Ava's gonna pick up on this.
I don't know if I Tracy is like,
Ooh,
oh,
no,
shit,
not at all.
I rolled a
Not at
one.
all. She doesn't really pick up on the subtleties of it.
I look back
Damn.
at Saito. I look at her questioningly, and as she looks like she doesn't know, then I look back at him. Like I said in those letters, the way I felt for you, the things, those weren't lies.
How can I trust that?
I
You
understand.
broke me.
I'm so sorry, Saito.
It's too late for apologies.
Perhaps. What would you have me do then? To prove the way that I felt. It was
It's-
real. As I admitted in those letters, and apparently I guess we're airing our laundry here. Yes, at first it was my duty as a Camarilla. But with time, those feelings were real. Perhaps that's why it was so easy. I truly did care for you. And part of me still does. But I'm worried about you. What have you gotten yourself into, Saito?
I won't lie, I'm in deep. I think you know exactly how the Anarchs are doing. It's your fault. But if you want to make amends, I still think you'd make a magnificent Anarch.
She does not smile at that. That is, of course, not something that can happen.
I mean, I'm gonna send you a message, Josh.
Oh no.
I'm just saying, it's something Saito I think would think of, at least even play with the option for a moment. And you can't do it quickly, obviously. You can't just do it. Don't make the decision now. It's just in Saito's mind.
It is.
Because you know she can't join you. She's not going to join you as an Anarch.
Yeah, I'll continue setting the scene for that. I can't. You see things from a different perspective. I understand. It is that tragic love story, isn't it? We're both from different sides. Perhaps it will never work between us. But you have to know. For you personally, I care for you. But the Anarchs, they've done awful things to our people. And I'm certain we've done awful things to yours.
That makes me feel so much better. When the Camarilla have me on a crucifix waiting for dawn, I will remember.
What have you done, Saito?
Tell me one thing.
What?
What is it about this Camarilla that you hold so dear? Is it the peace? Do you see peace in Chicago?
I see the potential for peace. It has been the most peaceful it has been in a long time.
Then you're blind!
This. What is wrong with you?
It's not
Why are
my
you so
job to
angry?
make amends.
You don't have to make amends. You weren't the one who caused it. Unless there's something you're not sharing with me.
How do you think I survived after you left the Anarchs? After you left me? You
Why didn't
knew
you
what the
realize?
Camarilla did to me. I told you.
I know. And I'm so sorry.
And if you think you're going to change it, then you are sorely wrong.
We can. I told you. I kind of look at Crowley and Ava. I lean closer to Saito, and I'm sure he's gonna like rip my head off. But I lean closer to him to kind of say it quietly, but I'm sure they might overhear it.
I'll make a roll.
Sure. You may wits awareness if you want to listen in.
I want to listen in also.
We had to take our own steps to climb.
Yep.
For a kingdom needs the proper king and queen.
And who is that?
Someone who will bring peace.
Well, tell me, Von True Primogen. Does Bella look like that to you?
Do you say that loudly or whispering still?
It's like on the verge of a whisper.
I think Josh is
Yeah.
doing stage whisper to be picked up by the
Yeah.
microphone. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
it's
just
stage
asking
whisper.
if, like, in
Yeah.
character he would.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it is whisper.
I thought so.
And what do you think now?
I think a lot of people are hiding things from me.
I can show you the truth.
She leans back and looks at him. What do you mean by that?
I can show you what's underlying this new state of affairs and how it can be changed.
Saito.
Ava, she wants to know the truth.
I'm looking very suspiciously at Ava now too. Like,
It's very obvious to Cammy. Something is
we
going
were-
There
on
is-
now.
Yeah, at this point, Ava's not really hiding it as much as she used to. Then tell her the truth.
what have you all done?
We put someone in control. And it's not
Once-
Bella.
What did you do?
I saved the Anarchs from utter destruction. And if you find out, you have two options. Find a new queen or die.
There are always more than two options.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? I certainly did. Every day, I became more desperate.
What did you do to Bella?
Oh! Ava, would you like to tell her? This isn't my fault.
She's even more confused.
Oh yeah, Cammy is clearly in the dark.
Cammy. You know, the last time we were together, I was this close to telling you the truth. This close.
But she's always been a little bit behind the curve.
It's not because of that, Saito. I want to protect her.
Then let her stay in the dark.
I think we're well beyond that at this point.
Oh, really? Things seem to have been peaceful so far.
Sometimes keeping people in the dark can keep them safe. Other times it can put them in more danger. I appreciate you thinking of me, Ava. I would do anything to ensure your safety too. But it seems now more than ever, you might need my protection. What have you done? She looks like visibly
Upset.
worried for you. Not upset. Like,
Okay. Yeah, like a mother's like
like a motherly, like, yeah. Like, what did you do? Like, oh no.
The truth is, when we put Bella in her position all those years ago, there was something bigger at play. Bella isn't who you think she is. She's a puppet for something much bigger, and it sleeps under the city.
This is important information I'm learning for the very first time.
What? Oh. You
I
knew
love
this.
that. Does Crowley
Crowley's
say
a
that
terrible
loud?
liar. As you look up,
Oh.
like,
Shut up, Crowley.
I will voluntarily make that roll because it will be hilarious.
you're welcome.
Do I have to roll?
Yeah,
There
no,
we
no one
go.
needs to roll. You just like
I hate you, Crowley. I hate you. Bella is being controlled.
By who?
Say her name.
By a Methuselah named Sybil.
You may make me a intelligence occult roll, Tammy. And obviously you know what a Methuselah is.
Yeah. Intelligence what?
Occult.
You didn't have to make a roll to say that. What the fuck?
I'm actually surprised that I didn't have to make a roll to say
Oh,
that.
that's a
Oh no, you did not have to make a roll. There was no difficulty. That name slipped right through your lips
Oh
without
no, that's not good.
a problem.
It, no bonuses or negatives?
No bonuses, just straight.
Because I know that Crowley said there's 2 successes.
Ooh, what you actually got two out of your 2 dice successes. Unfortunately, the name does not ring a bell. 2 is not enough to know the name.
I do know what a Methuselah is.
Oh yeah, you know what a Methuselah is, and any kindred knows what a Methuselah is. That's an old fucking vampire. You actually have a kindred that could be considered that. Cretius. He's the Bruja that sits on the Primogen Council.
Oh yeah.
He's the 5th gen. He's been around since ancient Greece.
Right. She kind of like leans back when you say this. Why? Did he put this? I look at Saito and I look back at her and I'm like,
Saito is not making eye contact.
were you working with Saito this whole time?
No. We did this, our coterie. We put Bella in the place. We're the ones who made the opportunity even happen.
I ask my question again. Why?
Because it suited everyone's purposes. We have been puppeted for longer than you know.
We are all
You'll need to speak up a little bit, Cammy. You're basically inaudible.
Repeat that, Cammy?
She said, we are all puppets and tools.
Yes. And now you know whose. I give it a week.
Before what?
Well, this is a very big secret in Chicago, and you're not supposed to know. No one is.
I did have a feeling. There was a moment when I saw Bella looking out the window. She seemed different. She was holding on to a book. But that was a long time ago. Probably 10 years now.
That fucking book.
But my instincts are usually right.
Oh, that book. I mean, no idea what you're talking about.
Crowley, you are, Hakata. Yes?
I mean, that one's not as much of a secret, so yeah.
Did you feel it when you arrived?
Yeah. What are you getting at?
I'm just wondering how different it is here. I have been steeping in it.
I don't know what its connection is like with you. You're, somewhat of an interloper into these things. But it's like walking through like a chilly fog that's got the consistency almost like treacle in places. Gets thicker in some places than others.
And it's thinnest in Chinatown?
That's where it's thickest.
You know, yes, he's answering yes to your question in a different way.
Yeah.
There's something that claws at your, whatever it is that we have in place of a soul.
Interesting.
Like dragging anchor if you're a boat, I guess.
Saito is right. Cammy, this is dangerous information to have.
1 week.
Forces are very strong in this room.
Oh, yeah, and, I'm not a puppet. Just in case it's important.
That's good. I don't believe you, but that's good that you think that.
Look, some of us get involved in things way over our head and get absorbed into them, and some of us accidentally just get involved by dying in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Getting involved is getting involved. Whether you do it accidentally, on purpose, or you're forced.
Yeah, but the difference is more about free will.
The consequences are all the same.
Sure.
You know what I'd like to see, Camille?
No, I don't.
Tough. I'd like to see you betray this Camarilla you love so much, because its foundations are very rotten.
Because someone... I look at Ava. Made it rotten.
Maggie, you're going to have to speak up a little bit.
Sorry. She looks at Ava and says, or she says, because someone, and she looks at Ava and says, made it rotten.
Well, we're trying to figure out a way to unrotten it. It's been obviously very complicated. Saito has been around for some of that.
I think
You
I have a
realize
key.
he has other agendas, right? He's not
Of
here
course.
to get rid of the problem that you caused. He likes it.
I think she knows you a bit too well, mate.
And I know her too well.
We
One
both know
weakness each.
we will come away from this. We aren't going to be on the same page. So I look at Saito. So what is it? Do we go our separate ways? Let the best win? Or do we do this now? You know I won't betray my people.
You would support the status quo. Is this peace all you ever wanted?
I will not tell you what my plans are. But I assure you, they most likely do not align with yours.
That's fine.
Things might have been different if you had read those letters long ago. But a lot of time has passed. Well, to some.
Hmm.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me clarify something.
Man.
Okay. It's not something that'll be happening right away.
No.
Obviously.
No. Camille, I know where I stand. And if there was ever a bond between us, then you'll need Anarch help. Not even from me. Please, survive and destroy this Methuselah for everyone's sake.
Can I get a resolve intelligence roll from you, please?
Get plus
Me?
one resolve here.
You do get a +1 resolve here.
From who?
Ooh.
Just from
Saito to say that.
Intelligence resolve, you say?
Mm-hmm.
6 successes.
Ooh, nice.
You are able to speak freely.
She looks at him like questioningly.
Can I get a wits awareness from everybody, please?
Mhm. One. Oh,
5.
4.
Okay, so with actually everybody but Camille.
3?
Oh, yeah, with 3. Yep, you as well. Everybody but Camille, it looks like, because Camille just got the 1 success.
I'm having a bad day.
Crowley and Ava, you actually hear what sounds like in the distance glass breaking somewhere down the hall. It doesn't necessarily stick out by itself, but it's quickly followed by what sounds like brief screaming. And then Saito, you can actually smell, as the others can smell, what smells like smoke starting to fill the air. You don't see it, it's not creeping into your building. You can just smell the wafts of what smells like something burning.
Right. Well, we've had a lovely chat. Unfortunately, this place isn't quite as secure because I don't actually tend to use it very much. So we might actually want to be leaving right now. Do you want to continue the
I'm not
soiree
going
somewhere
anywhere.
else?
Camille,
I stand up. I look at Saito.
Suddenly, somebody's fire alarm in a different apartment begins to go off.
we don't have to stand on the same side. But please,
I will think on your
Destroy.
offer. You're right. We might need your help. I'm gonna start walking.
Okay, you
Saito
just
doesn't
walk out.
leave.
Ava,
You
do you
remember-
want to walk Cammy out?
Yes. Me
Well,
or you?
actually,
Sorry.
before I leave, I will hand you a little tiny figurine that is a little bird.
And who?
Saito.
Do you reach out for it, Saito?
No.
Okay. You kind of hold it forward, but he doesn't reach for it.
She'll walk up and very sensually put it in his pocket.
As you reach forward and place the bird in his pocket, surprisingly, catching you off guard, your hand goes directly through him, as though he is not there. You see him, you hear him, but as you go to put it in, there's no resistance, no physicality to his existence whatsoever.
We
We
leave
see-
now.
We see this
Everybody
too.
sees that. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
sees as they reach in, and Saito is not physically tenable.
Yeah,
I leave.
I'm gonna leave.
I smile. I smile and put the bird back in my purse and walk away calmly.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Everything's
Ava
fine.
follows.
Mhm.
Does Crowley follow, or does he stay behind? For a
I'm
moment?
going in front.
Okay.
And I would like to go in front by a few meters and quickly search as I move stealthily through the hallway for any potential trap or pitfall or ambush, because this seems like a ambush.
So as you begin to make your way through, give me just a wits investigation as you do a quick look around the area. You can see smoke starting to billow
would
out.
I get my what's it called?
This is the crime scene thing.
People are concerned about your food in the microwave, so
Oh, I already ate
Oh
that.
yeah, it was the food that
That
started
was
the
the
fire.
explosion. Yeah, or the fire.
Would I get my Auspex +2 to spotting things in this?
Well, what you're looking for? Yeah. Well, go ahead, throw +2 onto that. Because you're like you said, you're inspecting and looking for somebody.
Yeah, it's visual more so than like.
Yep.
4.
Okay.
I will willpower that.
Okay.
5.
Add one more 5. So as you step into the hallway, you can actually see smoke beginning to build out from 2 separate areas. An apartment down the hall from you, and the stairs that lead down into the basement as well seem to have smoke beginning to come up from it. As you maybe throw the door open to at least the apartment to take a look, you actually see windows. 2 windows have been smashed in completely, and a woman lies unconscious on the ground. At least at first glance, she could be dead. There's no blood anywhere, so it doesn't look like she's been killed. She just looks like she's lying, she's been knocked out, and she's kind of hunched over a nearby table. The fire, while you can see just a little bit of smoke, seems to be coming out of her bedroom. The living room windows were smashed.
Okay. Living room windows are smashed. There seems to be fire coming from bedroom.
And she looks like she was knocked out.
Glass on the inside of the window?
Yes, looks like it was from the outside
Okay.
and it shattered inward.
I'm going to grab her, and I'm
Okay.
going to yeet her over my shoulder.
You just
And-
pick her up and put her somewhere safe outside?
I can't leave Ava and Camille that far, I'm
Okay.
got to be within line of sight of them, so I'm going to yeet
Sure.
over my
We're
shoulder.
following you,
and-
right? Like, that's
Yeah,
what
I mean,
said.
everybody's filing out, and as you can all kind of go out the back door. Saito, fire still would hurt you. You're aware.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you leave after they leave?
When they are out of sight, I walk through a wall and disappear.
That's what we see as the camera lingers as the last of them file that room out. Yep. Saito simply turns to a wall, and we see him simply walk directly through it. Reconvene back at the bar,
Rad.
then. I'm assuming.
That's cool.
As this place begins to catch flame and go up. Do you bring this lady with you?
I make sure she's safe on the other side of
Yep.
the road and leave her there, because emergency
Absolutely.
services will be along to a fire. So
Ava and Camille, where would you all head to the bar? Would you head back to the bar, or because you would could reconvene and talk, a block away safely and just look like normal freaking pedestrians? Not a big deal.
I would suggest reconvening at the bar.
right.
I would follow in suit.
Might I suggest we all take one vehicle for protection? This is a weirdly timed time to have a fire.
I offer them both an opportunity to go in my car.
I will gladly take it.
Very
Sorry,
well.
Crowley.
Now I can pick up my van later. Do you mind if I ride shotgun, Ava?
That's fine.
I need the vision.
And Saito, where are you heading? Do you want to throw me a message on that one?
Yes, I'm not sure yet.
Uh-oh.
You head back to the bar. If there's
This
conversation, it
background
could
is creeping me out.
be, you can head to the
Love
bar.
it.
There can be conversation in the car. It can happen at the bar. From this point on, up to the point where we'll just kind of pick back up at the bar. You have essentially your privacy again.
I don't say much in front of my ghouls these days.
Certainly.
When we're back at the bar, Sorry, I didn't tell you this sooner, Kemi.
It's okay. You were trying to protect me. But had you told
And-
me sooner, well, maybe we wouldn't be in this peculiar situation now, would we?
Perhaps. Selfishly, I must say, we were trying to protect ourselves as well, as we were told not to tell anybody about this information.
It's dangerous information.
If Bella finds out you know, I don't think anybody, well, there's one other person who knows.
Aye.
Outside of our coterie.
And who would that be?
What's his name?
Talking about,
no.
oh, you saw Snitch?
Snitch, yes. Snitch knows. Other than that, Saito and nobody else.
Vanessa.
Other than Vanessa.
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
waiting
guess
to
that's
see
true
if
too.
you mentioned her.
I forgot about Vanessa. None of the other Primogen, no. So
Interesting.
this is very, very important information. Very dangerous.
And what have Vanessa and Snitch said they're going to do?
That I don't have all the answers for. As far as I know, Bella is still very close with Snitch. They still meet regularly, and Vanessa is a whole other story. My brother died because of her, so
I was just about to say that. I literally said the word Zach, and then you said my
Yep.
brother. Yeah. I was just about to say. I thought Zach and Vanessa were close.
Zach was an Icarus. He flew too close to the sun and tried to get too much information too fast. But I feel we're getting closer.
Be careful, Ava. Don't follow in your brother's footsteps.
Ava won't say anything to that, but internally she's screaming.
I cared for him, but he made some. Well, you know. Knowledge is powerful, but
It is.
also dangerous.
Well, it's a good job they added something to the character who knows nothing then. But I guess you know a lot of dangerous shit now. I mean, more than you knew before, right? So
what happened here? I look around at the bar. Coming back to what I was here for.
We've
okay,
got a
bit of
lot
segue.
going on.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
Yeah, definitely a lot.
Yeah, you keep saying that. What'd you tell me?
Well, consider you just found out that there's a sandwich under the city, and some people are puppets. I think it's understandable.
She doesn't know what a sandwich is.
Sandwich. I'm like, oh yeah, sandwich. That's the term we use.
Interesting.
We are laying low a little bit. That's why the bar has been closed. I look at Crowley.
I mean,
You're
it
gonna make
depends
me
on the
say it,
nature
aren't
of
you?
why you're here. Like, what's the business
Yeah,
reason?
What is the...
Because, you know, at the end of the day, this is Ollie's bar, and I don't want to dip Ollie in trouble.
You're gonna make me say it, aren't you?
I tend to find that makes communication easier.
Or you could just tell me what happened here. You know why I'm here. You know exactly what happened here. Someone breached the masquerade, didn't they?
No, no one would ever do anything like that.
Does Crowley actually say that?
Yeah, I do. I get one success at making it seem real.
Then you're welcome to roll your wits insight to see if you can tell.
Okay.
Even if I didn't say anything like that, I'd have to keep a straight face, so I think it's fair to make the roll.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not that great at this. What's happening? 2.
Okay. You
It's
can
high.
pick up
It's
that he's
really
lying.
high.
Any better.
Who did it? And how?
It was dealt with.
Let's start at the beginning, and then we'll talk about how it was dealt with.
Well,
Kids, like you're in trouble. Like tell your mom what you did.
it was my fault.
Basically.
It was my fault.
Okay. So I don't want to interrupt, but just a little reminders. This is political stuff. It's clear that at the very least there's no evidence of a masquerade breach because you cleaned it up.
No.
She also owes you a coterie boon. You could simply say,
I prefaced
how
that
about we
before.
cash in our little boon and you don't ask details? That's also a political option. You can use that boon in
That
that.
would be the political option, but
I
what I
did-
say is...
I know what you say, but Ava might have her mind down the
Oh, if she wants to
political
cut me off, yeah. No, it's my fault. I hit someone.
Crowley.
That's true.
I think I actually am gonna cash on this because this is kind
So
of...
what does Ava say? As Crowley's
Yeah.
about to like spill some details.
Cammy, remember when we helped you with your governor friend way back when. How about you help us out a little bit here too? Things
See,
got a little messy
there were
and
constraints when it came to that boon.
constraints.
Yes. If you got the info and no harm came to Thompson. Harm definitely came to Thompson.
What, he's
I
dead?
still got the info.
He died? When did that happen?
I look at Ava.
Guess we did. Did we know he died?
We left before he died.
Oh,
Dakota.
this
Before
is
he
dies,
great.
it's
If we
Dakota,
don't
but
know,
Dakota-
but Ollie knows us.
No, Dakota knows he died.
Yeah, Dakota
Oh, right.
saw what happened. I don't remember if she told you though. I feel like she did.
If she has, it was recently, because I remember as of like 5 episodes ago, I remember it coming up and us not knowing still. But she might have told us recently. I definitely
Did Dakota
recall
know? I knew Ollie knew because obviously it was his son. Who
that.
killed
Little Red Dot is in chat, and she says no, did not tell.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
I think
so-
Ollie knows. I think Ollie's the only one who knows.
Ollie
But I thought
might
this
have
would be
been
great
there
to
when it
bring up.
happened, but like we definitely don't.
Oh, and I get in trouble all the time for keeping this
Yeah, fair point. Fair
I
point.
liked him. What happened?
Yeah, so
We,
later this
we,
is there.
we
Yeah,
did
this is
our
the first
thing. We
time.
left. He was still alive. He seemed a nice bloke. What happened to him?
He was shot. I believe with a shotgun.
When?
After we left?
Perhaps you should talk to Ollie about it then.
Ollie doesn't own a shotgun. What are you hinting at?
No. But his son does.
Don't know what we're talking about.
Crowley, you're really bad at this.
Yeah, I am really bad at this.
Because remember, Cammy, as far as you know, his son's still being kept in the house.
Yeah, there's definitely something else happening.
Oh yeah.
Cammy,
Which is an interesting situation within itself because I thought his son was somewhere else. I just really wanted this boon to come up.
You would have gotten word of this supposed other Rowan, by the way, during a briefing meeting the sheriff had with the Primogen Council.
Okay.
He had gotten information, you don't know how, that some lookalike of Rowan supposedly is around causing shit.
Why would there be?
Oh, and I know this coterie too well. They
why-
got
why-
something going on.
Why would there be a second Roan around with a shotgun? He's...
Crowley,
It was like, shut up.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I was hoping you would tell me.
so I take it that boon is not on the table anymore then.
Well,
Because to the two of us, we did not know.
In fairness, everything was fine when we left, and we can't be
We did-
everywhere at once.
We did do the job.
you do know that the house caught on fire and exploded a few nights later, or like the next night or the night after, and it was a gas leak, purported gas leak.
Didn't this house blow up later?
I'll let Ava roll like kind of like a persuasion. On it.
Manipulation persuasion, or are you looking for like a charisma persuasion from her?
Either one, whichever. Because I think if she did it well enough, it would be less about like the actual persuasion of it, but more about Camille seeing Ava kind of growing up type of thing.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
like
Go ahead and
getting better at
Oh.
what she does.
Hey, 5 successes is great.
5 successes.
Camille's
Oh.
impressed. I think, and you know, with like, we can kind of RP it too.
Take it away.
I'm not saying I wouldn't offer my assistance. Perhaps not a boon, but maybe just because I care for you.
I need you, Ava, to roll me a wits resolve.
Okay. Resolve wits.
Is this
Let's
sense the
see.
unseen?
No.
1.
No, not at all. 1,
Mhm.
Ava, you lose sight of everything for a brief moment. Everything flashes to darkness. The rest of you don't notice a thing. She simply blinks and she's fine. Ava, however, you hear a voice.
Oh my god! Oh
And
my
what was
god!
let me get to something very specific real quick. What was exactly that Cammy just said? You like offered yourself in some way, like a help. Like
She cares about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll help because she cares.
Yeah.
Not because of the boon, but because she cares.
Okay. And the words that are specifically used are.
And if you care about her, my black little flower, then you know what must be done.
And we'll go on break.
Back in 8 minutes, enjoy some Fenna. And,
What the fuck?
Yeah, this will be fine.
Cheers.
This is what you've
Cheers.
driven us to.
No, I wish I painted my nails black.
Me too.
That happens when you get infected by the abyss by Saito.
Me three. Well, it's tendrils elsewhere. Don't worry about it.
I either was told it's either a bald-faced wasp, everybody, or it's a
potter wasp.
potter wasp.
Yeah.
Potter
It's
wasp, less dangerous.
I don't want it in my house, wasp.
Yeah, less dangerous, but if it's a bald-faced hornet, then that's a problem. So
It
I'm
was
gonna
really
send
funny.
a message to my apartment complex.
Mathis still had the body,
Mhm.
like the body of the bug in there, and like everyone's like, yeah, I think they like
They
put
give
out
us
like
hormonal secretion when they die, which attracts other things to attack you, and that's how they get you.
Mathis is like, hold on, I gotta get rid of a body.
Yeah, I got back up and I kicked it across the street. I don't want to spraying some smell to bring more of them over. So, hang on, short description. Hornets. Okay, that's the title of the email I'm sending.
Hornets.
Hey
Hornets!
there.
Exclamation mark.
The
Hornets!
past
Exclamation mark.
3 days, I've removed
To
Five
whom it may
what-
concern.
look like bald-faced hornets from my apartment. I can't find a nest, and I don't hear anything in the wall, but they come from the same window every time. So hey, if you could help, that'd be sweet.
Dear Fire Brigade, fire! Exclamation mark. Fire! Exclamation mark. Yours sincerely, Mathis Games.
That's
I
it.
just want a podcast that's Mathis reading out his emails.
Just
That
typing
would
out
be
my
nice.
emails. Anyway, I have hornets problems. I'm gonna say for you, Tracy, you interpret it. I'm not clarifying.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna interpret it the way I interpreted
I'm
it.
the only one here without an agenda, so
I
I'm just
don't
gonna
even know what that means.
interpret what Sybil said to her.
Oh,
Now
I
they,
have- yeah.
Nothing else out of the ordinary for you, Maggie,
okay.
and that's everything. Okay. We're back, everybody. We're
Okay.
back. We're back in the bar.
Anyone want a drink?
After just a momentary, a voice was heard
Yeah.
in Ava's mind. However, simply it
We
looked
don't
like
know
no time. Like it looked
Yeah.
like nothing happened to everybody else.
So Ava just kind of, she doesn't try to react to what just happened too much, and is gonna try to direct the conversation back to what we were talking about.
hmm
Oh yeah, the building blew up, and
No, I had just told her that I would offer her,
Okay, right, yeah.
or I would offer her assistance, but not for the moon. Potentially. Potentially.
More so that if you are here to come collect for this masquerade breach, maybe we can just kind of throw it under the rug. Pretend nothing happened.
I don't know if I can necessarily do that, but how did you handle it? You said it was taken care of?
It was.
How so?
If there were witnesses, I took care of them.
Hmm. Right. Not sure if that means she killed them.
yeah, I know. Yeah, you don't
It's
know.
the same expression.
Or otherwise.
Sorry, I'm thinking about like how much information I want to
No, it's totally
delve
fine.
here. So
Out of character, you can totally do that. I understand.
yeah.
I'll make small talk. Anyone want a drink?
I'm way ahead of you, Crowley. Yes. that sounds splendid.
Crowley jumps
I think
behind the
for
bar.
once, Camille does not want. She does not take anything.
Fair enough. Crowley pours drinks. Crowley opens the till. Crowley puts money in the till. Crowley puts more money in the till. Crowley puts money in the tip jar, closes the till.
We had an incident here a few nights ago. with all transparency, that's why Ollie and Dakota are indisposed right now. But, like I said, it's been handled. It's been taken care of. We're kind of laying low for a bit. That's really all there is to it.
By laying low, apparently we mean burning down one of my apartments. It was the shitty one,
Hey.
admittedly.
I mean, I didn't do that.
Yeah,
Did
I know,
you
but
have
it's not
something
exactly...
to do with the fire?
No, but it's not exactly laying low being caught in a building on fire. Or getting involved with a primogen and a member of the Anarch Council. Not that I mind you stopping over, but it's not exactly us laying low. The other two are doing a much better job of it.
But nonetheless, we came to you. You didn't come to us. I'm proud of you, Ava. I
I'm
will
doing
do
the
this for you.
best. I appreciate
I will
that,
do this
Kenny.
for you, but you need to be careful.
What do you plan to do with this new information you've gotten?
Now that's something I think you probably shouldn't know for your own safety.
I'm not sure we could be in any more danger related to having a Methuselah under the city who potentially wants to eat everyone or not.
It's certainly not ideal, is it?
I wouldn't say so, no. Then again, he'd already killed one, so I'm not as worried as some others.
You can help us, Cammy.
I already said I would. But you mean for something else, don't you?
You want to kill a Methuselah? Sorry, should we beat around the bush some more?
Is that the decision the coteries made?
No, but it's one we've been discussing.
No, certainly.
You can help us. If you join us.
In what way? It seems that perhaps you are not siding with the Camarilla. Have you joined the Anarch then? Is that what's happening here between you and Saito?
Oh, no. I would never stoop so low to join the Anarchs. I care for Saito, but no, I would never. This goes beyond that.
I'm not even sure the Camarilla exist in the city as a normal Camarilla.
It appears we both share that feeling then.
We can bring the Camarilla back to what it needs to be.
That is indeed what I intend to do. I've always kind of just played my role. But perhaps things have to change.
That's what I thought too. I thought if I played the part well enough, I pay my dues and then I'd move up in the world. But sometimes it requires a little bit more pushing. And sometimes you have to be at your lowest of lows to realize that it's not about just serving. There's always something much more.
And what would that be in your mind? What does that look like? Tracy. It's like such a mischievous look on your face. I'm like, what is she thinking?
There's a mischievous look on Tracy's face? Never.
There is something much more, but I just don't know if I can say it. Oh.
Crowley gets out crumpled dollar bill and just puts it on the table, on the bar, and slides it across to Ava. Dollar for your thoughts. Don't know if you have pennies. I don't know which one is a penny.
Ava does actually visibly smile at this, and she does give off a smile that looks a little sinister to both of you.
Oh, I already am worried about Ava. This doesn't help.
We need more information.
Doesn't everyone? What information are you trying to get to? I need information as well.
We haven't quite picked a side yet, but we need to know the plans. Of what's going on beyond.
Ava's so clearly nervous and out of her element.
Yeah. Ava actually just doesn't say anything else.
Plans beyond. I would need to know what.
Well, put it
plan
this
you're
way.
speaking of before
We
I
know
can
what
talk
the
about.
enemy is, but we don't know what they're planning to do exactly. We also don't know planning on where they are, who their allies are. As much as we might not like what they're doing, it makes it hard to actually go and fight against it when it's the entire system.
So you put someone into power, and you had no plan.
It's almost like they were fresh licks.
Hey, don't look at me, I'm new here.
Kindred take years, centuries, before they make plays like that.
Okay, I've
So
definitely
many
done that.
mistakes. I told you, Ava, patience was important. What did you do? What's the plan that you know of? And if I have to, I will coerce it out of her.
Absolutely. I was wondering how long.
I have to. Ava.
If she does not want to share it, I will have to coerce it out of her. But there will be
can't-
more to say to it than that. But I'm
Yeah, of
just
course.
putting that out there. If you're okay with that, out of character.
We can't do it here. I get in trouble. We'll get in trouble.
Nobody's listening. This is private. This is about as private as you can hope for at this point. There's no other place that's more private that you have access to right now. You personally have said many times you do not trust the Ivory Tower. And while certainly Crowley has an apartment out north, I don't know how much the Venture Primogen would trust an apartment in Bruja territory.
I also wouldn't necessarily take Camille there. I don't trust Camille enough.
Also true. There's also that.
I mean, I'm a trusting person, but no.
Yeah. Fair.
I have to go.
Wait, what?
I have to leave. And Ava will get up and start leaving.
Not before Camille does something.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm just saying Ava's
What
not
are we
going to say
using, Camille? What ability are we
Ava's
using?
not going to say anything more. She's going to leave.
I'm just double
One of
checking.
the newer
before.
ones.
Probably.
Okay.
I think like my goal is basically to try to get her to tell me the truth. Like I'm gonna take her hand and be like, I know you want to tell me. So tell me.
So it sounds like you want to use maybe rationalize. It's a level 4 dominate power. What that's going to allow you to do is basically it's like dominate. However, it's everything they believe they're doing, they will never truly believe it was a dominate thing. They believe it was under their own free will. It's pretty powerful, especially if you want to move on a kindred. It's probably safer to do this. Vampire victims now believe that anything they do under the influence of dominate was a result of their own free will and defend their actions, however absurd. Long-term exposure to this power can lead to severe mental trauma in the victim, but I imagine not something you're looking to do long-term.
I'm not going to use the ability quite yet, but I do grab her hand and
Okay.
it's a little forceful, and Camille's a very gentle person. You kind of feel like a little bit of her nails kind of touching your skin, and she says, I don't want to have to make you tell me.
When she touches you, yeah, you don't want to use it yet, so never mind.
No.
Go ahead.
You may or may not sense this, but you sense fear in Ava, but she's not afraid of you.
I see.
No one's going to be forcing anyone to do anything.
I think I have to. Don't I, Ava?
Lightly, lest you don't. I like you so far. You've been good.
Don't push your luck, Crowley.
It's the only thing I can push these days. But the coterie as a whole is predisposed to like you. And I'm okay with laying most of our cards down since we've already started.
Then lay them down.
What do you want to know?
If she can't tell me, then you tell me before I make her tell me.
Appreciate that. Don't appreciate the threat. I like you more than I like Saito, and he's a bastard.
I have done my best. And I have been very patient all night.
I know. And I know I don't really get the Camarilla thing. Not my normal setting. Just ask. And if there's something I can't tell you, I'll be plain and honest. Lying is something that I find distasteful.
What do you know of the plan thus far, then? In order for me to provide more information beyond that, I need to know what the basis is.
That seems fair.
I'm still holding Ava's hand.
Crowley looks at the hand, looks back at Camille, looks back at the hand, but continues. Well, so far, she's been feeding people to something underground. We don't know exactly what, but we suspect that she's trying to rouse something. I've got to warn you, most of what we know is supposition. Stuff's putting stuff together that we don't have enough connecting pieces. Provided you're okay with that, I can tell you what I can guess. But most of it is us guessing. I don't want to lead you wrong. Okay?
Is he telling me the truth?
So far?
Okay. My like holding of your hand is more gentle, Ava. And I kind of look to Ava and say, do you really need to go?
Cammy. No.
I see. Well then.
She's, as Saito mentioned, connected now.
I understand. She kind of like shakes her head. It's like the disappointed mom look. That's what she looks at you like. Because Ava and her had talked about it before, about a plan to make change, but it had to be slow. And Ava did
How
not-
quickly things change.
This was not part of that plan, I know.
I kind of like squeeze your hand as like an affectionate squeeze. And I look back at Ava and I say,
Josh, Mia.
I understand.
There's a Lasombra. Named Rose.
A name you've heard in passing, Camille, but nothing more. One of the I believe 3 recognized Lasombra within the Camarilla goes by Rose. You think she has some domain somewhere near downtown?
I've heard of her.
Believe she has something to do with all of this.
She was also the one who got me that apartment, set me up in the city to begin with. Gonna have to tell her I got that burned down, probably.
I think she probably already knows.
Gonna have to apologize for probably being the one whose presence got it burned down then. Let me rephrase.
So you think you're being followed?
I think she's orchestrating something.
I kind of look around the bar. The incident that occurred here, was it tied to her?
That was us being silly. Nothing to do with her. Listen. We don't know exactly what we can do. As you said, we're mere licks. I might have been around a little bit longer, but not by much.
They're not licks anymore. They're neonates. When I said licks, I was talking about the season 1 decisions they were making.
Oh yeah, I'm deliberately diminutizing our role.
Okay. My bad. I just wanted to make sure. Josh, you got to answer my goddamn question, homie.
I don't want to answer the question.
Continue your talk.
But it's something we don't necessarily
Think
agree
of
with.
Saito, not Josh. In the current
Yes, that's
situation and who's across the street.
Yes, good.
You have to
Thank
think
you.
about
Yes.
Saito's
He's
thoughts
being
then.
emotional. He's on the verge of frenzy. Different kinds of frenzies at all time, but he's on the verge right now. Desperate. Listen, you asked the question.
No.
If you want to
Camille
find
will
out more,
stand up,
if you want to find out more,
let go of.
maybe
I'm sorry,
investigate
go ahead,
what was moved out from under the ivory tower about 10, 11 years ago. If you can find out, look back at what we say. They excavated something beneath the ivory tower, moved into Chinatown.
I see.
Probably without notice most of the Primogene Council.
A lot happened that year.
I was asleep for most of it. Guess I
Josh,
missed
can I
it.
get a rouse check from you first, please?
Yes.
Fuck's sake.
Okay, you're hungry.
He is
Can I get a
hungry
blood
tonight.
sorcery roll from you, please?
Yes. Intelligence,
can we just-
blood sorcery.
Yes, sir.
Can we
Mhm.
talk about how awesome Josh's makeup is today? It's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Thank you. I slapped it on thick because he ain't what he used to be.
Yeah.
That's good.
5. I can willpower that.
Up to you.
Ooh.
I think in this instance he wants to be safe, so I might need extra successes for that.
Okay.
Can
I-
I do
oh, God.
3? Yes.
Yep.
Let me know if Sense the Unseen
Oh.
kicks off.
No
Oof.
problem.
Ooh, that sucks.
We'll get to that in a minute. Continue your conversation.
I stand up and I say, "Is that all you're looking for then?"
Looking for.
The information. A different cat this time.
It's great.
Look, there's a lot of homeless cats around here.
He's
I've
looking
told
for
Ollie.
Brian. That's his like, where's
One.
my dad sound.
Look, we're pretty sure we know what it was. But if you want to be able to verify what we said, that might be something that you can look into that we can't. We're not looking for any information. We just don't know. And if we're going to do
That's not
anything,
what Ava said.
we need allies. We have guesses. Good guesses. We're pretty fucking awesome. The guesses.
I see. I don't like to make actions based on guesses.
I know.
It gets you into trouble. And it can quickly snowball.
I believe something we're familiar with.
Again, I'll say it. Be patient. Don't rush into things. And above all, make sure you are communicating with your coterie. Seems that maybe not everyone is being truthful with each other. What have I told you, Ava?
I
She'll
know.
make the holding of the hand turn into a hug, and she'll kind of like make it clear that she's going to depart. I will tell them that the situation here has been taken care of. But if I hear of something else, it will be hard for me to help you. We will definitely need to speak again soon.
Thank you.
Cammy,
Look
as you
actually
leave-
at Crowley
please.
this time, and I
You're
say,
gonna leave this? Oh yeah, please continue.
yeah, I look at Crowley this time and I say, "You seem to care about Ava."
Got a family here. And they're good people.
That's how I see it too. She's like a sister to me. Something else is at play here. I look at Ava a little bit.
Yeah. She's got herself into things that I wouldn't wish on anyone. But she did them for the best of the coterie.
And then I kind of like look to the two of you and say, take care of each other. A coterie together is much stronger than each of you on your own. No matter who you're working with. And I put that part to Ava. And then I turn around and
A small
she
heads up
walks
then.
away.
Just so you know that our information is not bull. You'll be getting company in the city in a couple of weeks from someone important.
She kind of like stops at the door when you say that and turns back and says, I don't like uninvited company. So hopefully there's someone you've invited.
Sadly, we don't have that many friends.
It's unfortunate. She opens the door.
Mind
And I'm
if I-
assuming something terrible is going to
mind
happen
if
to
I
me the way
walk you
that
to your
Mathis is
car,
acting.
considering the night we've had?
A gentleman.
You walk her back to the car.
She stands
Yeah.
off to the side and lets you open the door for her.
And you walk her, a couple blocks down to where your driver's waiting. A sleek black vehicle with tinted windows awaits you. The engine running.
A gentleman sometimes. Professional the rest.
She tries to force a smile, which is not very much like Cammy. Usually she's pretty composed.
I've only met her once before. I don't pick up.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Sure, you might not, yeah. But to others who might be watching. She waits for her ghoul to open the door.
Sure. If you wait for the ghoul, he steps out, makes his way back around the long way, and he opens the door just a crack as he waits and patiently and gives you space with Crowley. Obviously waiting for the two of you to kind of he doesn't want to, he's trying to give you privacy, essentially.
Yeah. Unless you have anything else to say, Camille will get in the car.
Okay. The doors open ever so slightly, and you slip into the car, and the door shut gently behind you. Your dress being scooped up by yourself, and your ghoul makes his way over to the driver's seat and steps into the driver's seat and pulls away. As Crowley see kind of Crowley just stand there before eventually Crowley heads back, I assume, to the bar.
As soon as the car is driven away,
It
like more
turns
than
a
10
corner
meters,
and-
I'm
yeah,
good to go back.
You head back to the bar. However, as the camera watches Crowley linger, it does not follow Crowley. Instead, as Crowley walks out of frame, the camera then flies forward and catches up with the vehicle, slipping into the window as Camille realized as she sat inside and the door shut, she was not alone in this vehicle. A large, bald figure, very familiar looking with tattoos, a brewhod, subdued over years of subservience, the sheriff, is sitting in this vehicle waiting for you. As you step in and the car drives away, he simply looks over to you. Miss Camille Delanoir.
What did you say?
Miss Camille Delanoir. I apologize for my sudden intrudence. Prince Bella would like to see you.
No.
And as
I'd
the
like to see
camera...
her too.
Ivory Tower, of course, where she resides. Your retainer has been informed. And as the camera sits still and it flies out the back window and we see the tinted windows again, the car turns again. We say goodbye to Cammy. Not just for the night, but we never see Cammy again. I'd like to take a minute and just take a breath, and I will return in a moment as we see what Saito is up to. And no, this is not Saito's fault.
We're going to go to a short break so people can get a breath, and please take your time for that amazing performance for the last 2 seasons from Maggie. We'll be right back. Well, she left and no one attacked her. Everything seems fine, so I'm gonna head back to the bar. Yeah, that's great.
And as you return, and the door opens, there stands Ava by her lonesome, perhaps pacing a little bit. I don't know what Ava would be doing in the bar.
I'll go up and hug Ava.
And as you place an arm around her and pull her tight, the camera actually blurs outside the bar to a building across the street and a small abandoned little room where we see Saito sitting cross-legged, a blur of runes drawn in blood before him, and a body laying at his feet. Blood drips down his lips as he licks them, swallowing what little tidbits remain on his teeth before he closes his eyes, plunges his dagger into the body, and smears what rest of the lifeblood he has across his face and around him in a circle. Before, as we watch Saito's physical being, and the camera plunges downward into absolute darkness, Saito still being visible, but it sounds as though thick water surrounds him. You're familiar with this feeling, Saito. You've done it a few times before. While it's not visibly there, the mechanics and the way it works, as far as you understand and what little experiments you've done on your own, it's sort of a shortcut, a quick passage to the edge of the abyss. It requires the death of somebody with a soul, but with the right blood magics, the right concentration, and a little bit of luck, you can hitch a ride and follow it to the abyss where all souls dissipate too, but never fully cross. As before, below you, you see a river of thick, black liquid flowing like a pool or river of magma underneath. You're here for a purpose, a singular purpose. I need a composure resolve check.
No modifiers?
No modifiers.
No. 3. Can I willpower what is essentially a willpower roll?
You could willpower, you could get 2.
Oh yeah, there's 2. I think at this point I definitely need it.
Okay.
It is 4 successes.
As you glide along this slow-moving, thick river and surrounded by the nothingness around you, only able to know that it's there by strange reflections of lights that seem to emanate from nothing, and the sound of it rushing below you that sounds as though it's some sort of liquid. Eventually, out of the water, you could call it an amorphous blob of this liquid rises before you and meets your speed as you glide along this river. Eventually, it drips away slowly, falling into the water, and as these pieces of it do drip back down below, you can see rising out of the actual viscous fluid beneath you what seems to be limbs and hands and fingers all climbing out, grasping onto other forearms and creating small mountains, reaching for you but never quite getting there before they collapse in on themselves and meld with that liquid again. Other faces kind of peer out of the liquid in a horror movie type fashion that you've seen countless times in comics and TV, and yet here it is before you, and it's more horrifying than you could ever imagine. And as you watch all of them reach for you, eventually the thing that rised forms a rose, gently spinning before you. This is Saito reaching for it.
Oh, yes.
And as you reach for it and grasp, you can feel the thorns gently prick into your flesh. And as you pull it close and hold it with your second hand and your eyes close, you can smell a familiar smell gently in the back of your nose, that perfume that Ava wears. You swear as you close your eyes, you can see a faint silhouetted figure that matches her hourglass curves perfectly. It's not as though she's there, but still, it's your brain is telling you, your mind is telling you she's around. What do you say?
Saito whispers into the rose. I guess like a microphone. Save Camille.
Is that all?
I would give more specific information.
But you have none?
I suppose I don't have any.
And perhaps in a rather romantic and last-ditch effort to save his once lover and friend, turned a betrayer, an enemy. You simply hear very quietly, Ava, in the back of your mind.
Save Camille.
It is brief. And maybe you're not even sure if it wasn't your own thoughts, your own fears. You've heard that voice before. But Camille is gone. Saito, is there anything else you would like to do while you are here? You've had thoughts, curiosities.
Saito is interested to know exactly who is here that he doesn't know exists already.
I'm going to need, this is something that Saito is going to attempt to will in a weird way, as he's not in a physical plane in any stretch, and what he is still only a fragment of a soul, if that. So first I need a rouse check, one way or another.
Yes, very well. I cannot get a break tonight.
Following, I need what you would consider a willpower check, with resolve.
Wits resolve or composure resolve?
Composure resolve.
Yeah, okay. Willpower that again? That seems like an awful idea.
You can reroll 3.
You could. You can reroll 3.
Yeah, he's gonna reroll that because otherwise he's in a lot of trouble. 3 successes.
And your goal is to explore the web, as it were.
Yes.
Who is connected? Can you feel them? You've been able to connect with Ava in the past, but that makes sense. You've shared visions. She has the ability to see things that other kindred cannot, whatever her gifts of the Toreador are. And maybe that allows her to pass through such things. So now, with that in mind, Saito is curious. Can he call forth others? Or at least see or feel or observe them in some fashion? Explore the strings that hold them all together. The funny thing about puppet strings, however, is that they don't connect to other puppets. They always connect to a central place first, prior to stretching outwards. And as you begin to explore, and even perhaps you open your eyes and you can start to see the little strings, as you would call them, gently emanating out of your back. The rose is yanked violently from your hand, but not enough where you are able to let go. The thorns have hooked and sunk so deep into your flesh they are around bone and sinew. And through the palms of your hands you are thrust downward, dragged into that river below, completely deprived of all sensory, both visual, audio, and olfactory. You see, smell, and hear nothing, and you are dragged with this powerful current. While it looked as though it moved so very slowly before you, once you've reached the surface, it feels like a whitewater rapids, yanking you through violent areas, hitting physical objects, limbs that are breaking and healing before you can do much else, before eventually it all gives way. It all stops as you collide with the solid ground beneath your feet and you tumble forward a few feet, sitting up and looking at your ripped apart clothes. As you look around, you're in a circular room of a sort. Red brick all around, but in the center, something that catches your eye. A coffin, hovering a few inches above the ground, not in any supernatural way, because chains from all around this room stretch downward like a spider's web, wrapped around it like an insect caught and hoisted above. Looking further, you see no doors here. You're not even sure if you're physically here. It all feels real, however. What does Saito do?
Saito, he's going to call on his powers to control blood and see if he can sense what is inside that coffin.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. I guess what is effectively sense the unseen.
Are you going to try and sense the unseen? Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's probably more sensible.
Just a basic sense the unseen. No rouse check regard for that, correct?
No.
You simply allow yourself to take a moment and do what logically you would do. Take a moment and center yourself and see if there's a threat around. I'm going to need a fear frenzy check from you, Saito.
Yep, okay. Frenzy. Modifiers, I don't think I get any. Difficulty? Or should
No,
just
you
keep it
won't.
as-
You don't know the difficulty.
Okay, I'll keep it as...
It's going to be. Here's 4.
Okay. Nope.
As you open your eyes and you allow yourself to see the unseen, what hidden things may be, nothing actively hides from you because you can barely see through the cloud before you. Screams untold pierce your ears to the point where you cover them and collapse to your knees. Of countless voices, a swirl of unknown bodies arrives, each screaming by your face, some grasping at you, some you certain are holding on to you. And they circle this coffin like a whirlpool in the middle of an ocean, making its way for shore. And you watch before you feel that gut rip downward and the beast recoil. In the presence of an alpha predator, you are nothing but prey. And as you try to stare through, that cloud of inky blackness parts like the Red Sea. And in front of you, surrounding it, that coffin sits still. You hear nothing else beyond those screams, but when the coffin comes into view, the only thing you want to do is escape. And you turn and you begin to hammer away at the brick wall, scraping away at it with your fingertips, your elbows, your teeth. You dig when you can as your fingers eventually wear down to the bone, unable to be useful. And it goes on for what seems like an eternity before eventually, with bloodied fingers and chipped, broken teeth, blood trickling down your lips, it gives way. And you're able to turn and face the coffin, held by these chains and surrounded by a sea of souls, with your wits about you.
I'm still here.
Is Saito saying that, or is that Josh asking?
That's me. That's Josh.
Oh, you're still here.
Okay.
He's not going to let you off that easily.
Okay. Saito, oh god. He is going to very gently test the chains.
So you're gonna try attempt to close distance on the coffin and touch the chains.
I think what he's going to do is start around the edge. He's going to spiral his way inward.
So it's hard for me. So okay, look top down, right? Think the room is a top down circle, like a pie chart. There's a very small slice that is removed from that pie chart. You're at the edge of that.
Is there?
The rest is spirits, a sea of spirits that surrounds this room. There's a pie chart section that leads to the coffin in the center, and you're at the outmost side of that.
Oh, I thought it was a circle. Sorry.
My dome thing, but you're on the ground.
Okay.
But you have to walk towards in that clear center. Is that something Saito would do?
Yeah, he's going to trace one of the chains, slowly walking towards the coffin, exploring, because he can't go the other way, right?
Yeah, there's nowhere for you to go. There's no door out of here. There's nothing. It seems like a completely sealed dome room with this coffin chained in the center.
Yeah, he's going to quietly trace his way towards the center and whisper under his breath, "When will you awaken?"
A voice returns with an answer, outwardly, in this room, everywhere.
When the time is right. My sweet Saito, I've given you everything. Stability within the Anarch Council, an enemy common to work toward and unite. And the Thin Bloods have found an excellent railroad out of the city with your guidance. And you wish my life to end. I have given you so much, Saito.
And as that words escape her lips, you see, as though you've had them on you, chains wrapped around your arms and forearms, down your chest and your legs, and they snap forward onto the coffin, and you are very briskly ripped from your casual stroll and brought face to face, your face pressed sideways up against the coffin, the cold steel of the chains burning through your skin. Does Saito reply?
Yeah, I think he does. If I were to live as long as you had, then I think I would have done the exact same thing. And now I realize exactly how little choice I had in the matter to begin with. Did you ask my sire to bring me into the night?
I have been looking for my Otai for a long time, Saito. There was a time I believed you were them.
Have you never struggled against the bonds of your elders?
There is a feeling of anger that washes over you when you bring up the chain to a sire. You feel it. It ripples through your skin. You might even be on the brink of a fury frenzy, but you never quite get there.
They bond any kindred worth their weight in Vitae fights against.
Then you
It's
know
why
my
I gave you free will, Saito. It is why I give all of those my gift. Choice. There is no better servant than one who is willing, and you seem unwilling.
Do I? How many kindred have I pushed into your service? How many manipulations have I created to your ends?
And you have been rewarded for such actions.
I'm not asking for a reward. My blood compels me to know, and far too often I follow it. And it has led me here directly to you. I've searched for you, for a truth beyond anything I've known before. I've searched for meaning.
And you repay that with betrayal.
Is Cammy still alive?
She will not be.
Then what material betrayal have I caused you? She would have been a worthy foe. Do you not ache for challenge?
What I ache for is stability, Saito. Stability within Chicago, as I have always promised. To prepare for something far greater than your pathetic squabbles. And you have motivation to work against me still. It is a shame. But you did bring me Ava Heloise. And for that, I am grateful. Naive and beautiful, ambitious, and willing. Know that I will take care of her, Saito. You have brought me my Otai.
Can you tell her that I loved her?
I shall. And know when this is all said and done, you helped bring an end to the curse of the Lasombra clan.
And we watch as Saito, black veins crawl across his body, and they sizzle. They bubble forth from his flesh, and he screams, begs. This is a pain unlike anything you've ever felt before. And slowly you are ripped apart as the chains meld into you, and you are devoured. Saito is no more. I think we end poignantly on that. An episode where the realities of how deep you're in fully sink. I said it in the episode 1 of season 2, but decisions have more weight here, and death is on the table. Farewell to those who knew too much and those who were unwilling to work.
Okay. Right. We're going to end a little bit early today. We're going to go through our announcements real quick. And then we'll also go through who our lovely people are, especially the guests. I think we'll actually lead with that because that seems like a good point to start with. Maggie, who are you? What are you doing when we find you now that you're no
Well,
longer
they're not
with
going to
us?
find me here anymore.
Oof, rubbing it in.
Oh man.
Or will you? Well, you won't find Camille here anymore, that is. Thank you so much for having me on. It was a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed playing this character, and I think this was a freaking sick episode. So thank you, Mathis. Thank you, everyone who's involved. Really appreciate it. So if you want to find me myself, you can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places. I will always let you know whatever I'm up to. I'm up to a lot lately, doing a lot of different crazy things. Personally, I am starting an initiative called Be Better Gamers. I'm going to be reaching out to people this week, actually, for those of you who have submitted forms in there. But we're going to be putting those groups together coming up here soon. So if you're interested in it, it's pinned on my Twitter and on my Facebook as well. Basically, we're putting together resources for sorry, like
That's
my brain is
fine.
everywhere.
Yeah.
For like the higher ups in various different game companies at different studios, so they have resources in order to treat people fairly, and that might be nice. Beyond that, I do make video games for a living, so if you're interested in the game that I'm currently working on, it is called Ashes of Creation, and you can follow me or follow us there at Ashes of Creation everywhere. That's all I got.
Okay.
Oh, and tomorrow, I'll be here tomorrow at 10 a.m. PDT, 6 p.m. PST. If you're watching us live here on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube too. We have The Last Ditch. I'm so excited to play, so definitely come tune in. I love me some Warhammer.
Okay. Josh. Suichi Saito, what about you?
Hi. You may know me as Gaming FTL. I do silly video game stuff there on Twitch and YouTube. If you want to see more Vampire the Masquerade stuff, stories, info, lore, then Strange Adventures on YouTube is where it's at. You'll find me explaining all of that fun video game stuff and tabletop role-playing stuff to you. I'm also starting up a podcast called Stitch of Fate, which is pretty fucking exciting. There's like character art now, and it's becoming real. So check that out at Pod by Night on Twitter, where you will get all your info updates. It's got an amazing cast. And aside from that, I hope you have enjoyed Saito, because I sure as fuck have.
I love Saito.
I did not expect Saito to die this episode.
I did as soon as Cammy died.
Well, we'll see.
He misworded some things. Mm-hmm. And failed some willpower rolls.
Mathis, what about you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Mathis. You can find me as Mathis everywhere. It's Illuminati Podcast. It's Such a Fate Podcast in the upcoming future. I just want to say, before we move on to Josh and Maggie, thank you for playing Camille and Saito. I have fond memories of getting together with you before season 1, and we talked. All I said to you guys is, okay, well, you're both Anarch, but one of you is a double agent. Tell me which one. And from that moment on, Saito and Camille were born, and they were brought into the game. I could not think of anybody better to play them. You guys were magnificent. Camille shifted season 1 in amazing ways, and Saito took the reins in season 2. And the way they left this unearthly coil, it was poetic. You always think you're going to go out in a bloody fight, but vampire serves better when it's political misgivings that end your character's life. Thank you. Simply that. Thank you for playing those characters and really making this story something that's just been out of this world.
Thank you for making it. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tracy, what about you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Tracy, Miss Magitech. I think that's about all I can say right now because this is a very emotional episode. Woo. Yeah, this was a lot. This was a lot. So it's great, though.
I love you, Tracy. I'm sorry.
When you get emotionally invested like this, it's a goddamn good show. So know it's a good game. So yeah, it's really good. So yep, I'm looking forward to next week. And
what you don't know is Tracy actually just stood on a thumbtack at the wrong time.
We have to pick up next week with Grant being shot in the gut. So
yeah, so I'm sure.
I'm sure there's Sunny Corner. Wait, no, Sunny Corners is maybe not the phrase to use with vampires. Anyway,
yep.
At least just you, the man who got to watch it all and made popcorn and ate some flesh.
I mean,
the comedic humor
was the tension breaker we needed a couple of times.
I know my role. I know what I got to do.
In that moment.
I got to talk down Camille. That was fun. Anyway, yeah. Twitch.tv/Interelysium, YouTube.com/Interelysium. Find me there doing the things. Right, we're going to go through our announcements again. Of course, we have the last ditch starting tomorrow, our Only War campaign. There will be stuff on the Patreon for free, headquarters videos about the strategic overview, where I, as a commander, will be sending people on missions. So check that out. That'll be going out tomorrow, the first one before the episode, so you can check out the strategic situation going into the episode. There will also be other stuff going out, and there's like teaser trailer now out, and the full trailer will be out next week. We have the rear guard, the back line, whatever you call it, on the Discord, where people can get involved if they are on the Discord. So if you are supporting us in any way, you can pretty much get access to Discord, so get involved and do stuff over there. There's a load of stuff on Patreon. There's a load of stuff coming to Patreon, and Ascension episode 9 is now out, so feel free to check that out. It's the last episode with Mike, and Mike was great. Absolutely fantastic as a guest, so please feel free to check that out. Right, I'm gonna go check tips. There's so many things.
Don't be in a rush. We're ending early. So.
Yeah.
You're talking so fast, like we're like in a hurry.
I want to give people the maximum time
like...
to decompress.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
I almost didn't do it.
I'm glad you did.
Oh,
it made sense.
Literally, I asked him in Discord. I can screenshot. It says, Would you like to finish off feeding your victim and dive into the abyss? Because you were asking me about contacting Ava. And so you knew how to do that, the dangerousness of coming with it, and the only way that Saito knows how, and there's no defense or like defensive mechanisms to the way you do it. And so his first response was no, and then it was immediately followed by a yes.
I'm curious how Sybil's gonna say, like, what?
Sybil's not gonna say anything. You would have it'll probably be something along the lines of like exiled. Enough for the public to accept, and not enough for the coterie to know something. You know the truth. You know what I mean? Like you would have been exiled for working against the prince in some fashion, like some fabricated crime to get rid of you and send you off. It would have been a blood hunt, but you served the prince well, so you know that kind of thing.
We can go to this in deeper in the after show, but Vo, $1. I'm ready. Embrace the fireworks, and by fireworks I mean PC on PC Diablerie. Well, there wasn't a Diablerie, but there were 2 cases of NPC on PC Diablerie, so that counts, right? Vo, $1 again. They're Diablerized Dave. They're all Diablerized Dave. Vo, 5100, $1. Ava, Saito and Cammy have showed up. I am perturbed by this. Vo, 5100. Ava has a way of putting things. She's very good with her words. $1. You know your GM is great and your players are immersed when all your players start drinking simultaneously. Also, next time both Cammy and Saito are both in an episode. Well, that didn't time well. Whoops.
I've been avoiding it like the plague because we knew it was a big possibility.
We knew it
that
was going to be a big...
Next
we
time,
all knew this was coming.
Next time Saito and Cammy are both in an episode, the cast should have either cranberry juice or red cocktails on hand. Yes,
well, fortunately we did.
Next time we will have it on hand. Vo, 5100, $3.14. Thank you all. Maggie, Josh, you have done an amazing job with your departed characters. Thank you for your amazing RP. Mathis, thank you for your amazing GMing as always. If I ever go to be half as good a GM as you, I'll be very fortunate indeed. Thank you very much, everyone. And with that, thank you much, everyone, for the bits and stuff as well that we've seen coming in and all that. We will go do an after show. We're back, of course, with the continuation.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah, we got to talk.
Guys,
Good stuff.
love you all.
Bye, everyone.
Love you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.